Hi, this is Chris Blake. Dan Hall and I have volunteered for the Uganda Rural Fund for quite some time now. In Uganda, we've worked extensively with child-headed households. A child-headed household in the URF area refers to groups of children whose parents have died of AIDS and who, having no one to care for them, simply stay on in their home or their village as a family. Usually led by the oldest, they struggle to survive together, sometimes taking in an aged grandparent who can't help or contribute, but nonetheless requires food. There's no choice for them. One of the first child-headed families we ever saw was headed by Daniel here in the yellow t-shirt. He once told us that education was the most important thing in life. Second to that was food. And that's a choice that they make sometimes. And yet Daniel doesn't go to school. He stays at home and works for farmers. So his siblings, his brothers, they can go to school. They can have a chance. That's typical of the head of a child-led household. But take a look at where these kids wind up living. In buildings that are falling down and are considerable risk to them. Sometimes they'll live in buildings that already have fallen down, and they'll scrounge out a room. May not have a ceiling or a roof, but it's got walls, so it's safe. And in a country where more than 350 children a day die from malaria, in this room live 8 children, along with the mosquitoes who live in the walls with no mosquito nets. So Uganda Rural Fund has set the goal this year to construct 3 new homes for these child-headed families who now live unsafely, and to get that done by spring 2013. It costs about $6,000 per structure. They're long-lasting and secure. It's a fortune over there in Uganda. Between us, though, here, chances are very good we can get it done. I want to show you the people we'd like to help with this project. This is the Nalakumwe family. Telemwa, this little guy, he's 1. Zemwanga is 4. Kisolo is 5. And Bibemwe, he's 9. Bibemwe's mom passed away and left them alone to take care of an aged grandparent and each other. Under these conditions, Bibemwe dropped out of school, farms the land like a hero, does what he can, and there isn't enough to feed the family. The Nakafiro family consists of the 2 children. Their parents died in 2010 and left the kids with an old ailing grandmother of 80 years. They take care of her. They live in Bagonzi, which is a local village, and get to school when they can. They don't really have enough land to eat from either. The Nyana Tunza family consists of Persian here. He's 14 years old. That's his 85-year-old grandmother. He is entirely responsible for food, money, shelter. School is out of the question, and he stopped after the first 2 grades. He's a peasant farmer, all 14 years old of him. He's a peasant farmer. These pictures will do a job on you, obviously. They speak for themselves. These kids speak for themselves by who they are and what they must do. This kind of problem is everywhere in the third world. But in this case, we know about it. We know where they are. We know what we can do. And we know that kids need to be safe before they can get out of poverty. These are usual costs for such a structure, and they apply in our case too. The total is $6,000. Some examples of what money will buy is 270 bricks for $20, a couple of iron sheets for the roof, $20, cement and sand for one wall of the structure, $175. For those of you who would like to be part of this adventure, help a little bit, Uganda Rural Fund address, Uganda Rural Fund, 12829 River Road, Richmond, Virginia, 23238. If it's easier for you to go online and do PayPal or a credit card, the link for that is right on the first page of ugandaruralfund.org. It's very simple. You'll get documentation and so forth. In the some 8 years or so since the URF has started in Uganda, hundreds of volunteers have traveled there to work on various projects. This particular project of constructing these shelters and homes for the child-led household children is particularly suited for hands-on volunteer help. So we're suggesting to you this year that in addition to material generosity, we think a little bit about the generosity of our time. Time spent over there helping these kids who are so adult-like, and yet in the end, really are children.
Hush now, baby, don't you cry. Rest your wings, my butterfly. Peace will come to you in time, and I will sing this lullaby. No, though I must leave my child, but I would stay here by your side. And if you wake before I'm gone, remember that sweet lullaby. And through darkness, don't you ever stop believing. With love along, with love you'll find your way, my love. The world has turned the day to dark. I leave this night with heavy heart. When I return to dry your eyes, I will sing this love.